something like a mode on it or something. So that's the point where we went live with everybody on Facebook. Describing that. What are we talking about? You're going to have to tune in as a Patreon supporter at the what was it, Coffee Club? I don't know. My notes, that part of my notes is not in front of me right now. We're not that part of the show yet.
My favorite Fedor will get to hear it.
Your favorite Fedor. Well, we'll put a special one in there for him too. Okay. Push that to everybody.
My favorite Fedor.
Oh,
is my video terrible?
You're fine.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, you realize I never get 4K from you, right?
No, I totally get that. Like, it's just weird because
I'm
worried my internet's going like.
Oh no, that is not happening to you right now. You're doing just great. Trust me. I've been listen. I have a little bit of internet guest PTSD from this last week overall, and I am so happy to be on a show where everybody knows what they're doing behind the scenes and can connect and can sound great and are going to talk to me about important smart things.
Well, no pressure though, guys.
Oh no, just be yourselves. Just be yourselves. Trust me.
All right.
Trust me. We'll see what that turns into later for the other show. All right. All right. That is recording. You guys are here. Missy is not ready? What's wrong? Oh, I thought you were telling me to stop. I was like,
she gave up.
What's happening right now?
She's throwing in the towel.
She's like, I'm done. I'm done. It's like, we haven't even started yet. I haven't done anything wrong. All right. Let's do this thing. Hey guys, it's time to get geeky, get awesome. It is the AwesomeCast episode 494. We are live, myself at least, live from here at Sorgatron Media Studios. That camera's not on right now. Sorgatron Media Studios in Pittsburgh, PA, where I did not turn all the cameras on for my sweet side shot. But anyways, we are here and everything is completely just fine. It's just fine. Guys, we got the crew with us tonight. First of all, from Studio C in the Big D, it is John Chichilla, Gadget Guru of Big Bank International Esquire.
How are you tonight, sir? So what you're saying is we're 6 away from 500?
What's that? Yes, we're 6 away from episode 500. And
wow.
I think we're about 4 weeks from our 10th anniversary.
Wow. That's a lot of episodes.
That's a lot of episodes.
That's a lot of time.
Yeah. Chilla, how you doing? You got a special delivery. We'll talk about that a little later.
I did. Some of it's in my belly. Don't tell anyone that I ate 2 dinners.
Oh, no. Oh, I had a good conversation with your son about what's happening with that delivery for lunch tomorrow.
And I secretly just hang out all day in my pajamas too. So you're the only one that knows that.
I hope I got that on video. We'll have a special video we'll be doing at a later point here. Also back with us is from Studio Dudas is the Dudas.
Hi. I actually got, even though I did not get to be part of your cool special delivery, I had my own special delivery yesterday from John Carmen.
Oh really? Oh, was that? Tell people what you got.
I should have brought it over. I received a message that I had a delivery dropped off. I had a bottle of bleach dropped off by a masked man who ran away.
Wow.
It must be John Carmen.
Yeah, it was a Punisher mask. I didn't realize it was a Punisher mask, which would have made the story even better. So yes, John Carmen stopped by in a Punisher mask and dropped off a bottle of bleach for me. And they're called PSI bands, and they're supposed to help with nausea that you wear on your wrists. Oh. I haven't had a chance to try them today because I did my chemo earlier in the day today, and usually I don't feel side effects the day of. It's usually a couple of days after. Mm-hmm. So I'm kind of curious and give it a shot.
I appreciate the scheduling around the show like that.
That's why I do it in the morning, because I know I'll feel
Fantastic.
bad, like, Tuesdays and later in the
Right,
week.
all right.
This is the highlight of my week.
Fantastic. the lows and the highs, and then the lows again when you get back to us. And yes, sorry, I showed something because I thought that's what we were talking about on your Instagram. There was another care package that came in the other day. I just saw as well.
No, that was a different care package. That was not a Mass John Carmen.
Okay. So because I'm like, oh yeah, I saw that. I'm like, oh no, that's not the thing. I wish you had a Ring doorbell so you had the video of that. So.
Mass man drops off bleach, totally fine, and then runs away.
It's this. Welcome to the new normal.
Yeah.
Also back with us. You've been on here before. You had to have been, right? Right, Kim
Apparently
Lyons.
it was more memorable for me.
I mean, I don't know what job you had then, but you got a new one yet
Who
again.
knows?
That's the cadence. We just have you on. I think you were with Inside Emails last time, and now.
So whenever I get a new job, I have to come on and reestablish my cred, I guess.
We
right?
do the same thing with Bobby Cherry.
Yeah.
Fair,
yeah.
It's an awareness thing. It was like, hey, I got a new job. I'm like, Bobby, it's been a while since you've been on the show. It's just like, top of mind.
Yeah. Yep. You got to do that branding.
Tell people what you're up to these days.
So I am the weekend editor at The Verge
Yes.
these days. Yeah, which is very cool. And let me tell you, the people that I work with at The Verge, they are like your people, Mike. Like they are, what processor does the new iPhone SE have in it? Is Snapdragon what number? Seriously, like they know the deets. So I am learning a lot, which is good.
Yes.
They let me, they give me the keys to the car on weekends and sort of let me run the show. So that's been fun and interesting, and just writing a lot more, because I had, the past couple of jobs I've had, I haven't had as much opportunity to do writing. So really glad to be in a position where I can do a little bit of both. So yeah, it's been good so far.
It's been a fun. Well, The Verge is a site that I read since the beginning, because I think it was a bunch of people from Engadget came over at the time, and I was following them, and that became, and still in a regular rotation along with a bunch of the tech sites for this show. But I've had the phenomenon happen where I'm going through like Apple News or the newsletter or something, and I was like, and I'm like, this is a really good story. I'm going to share this on the thing, and then I look up and I see your name, and that's been a weird thing. I'm like, wait a minute.
Wow.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I'm a big deal now, so.
So that's been a interesting side effect of that too. So
yeah, well, that's cool. A friend of mine the other day said he was listening to a podcast, and they were talking about a story that I had written, specifically the one I wrote about the murder hornets. So yeah, my murder hornet story was, I think, my most viewed story today.
Oh yeah, unfortunately, right? What is that? Katie is moving AT-ATs over there.
Murder hornets.
I needed the AT-AT to protect me from the murder hornets.
Yes, it was like, oh, by the way.
Shoot those murder hornets.
Well, we're getting into some awesome things that are not murder hornets here in the show. Of course, please check out everything at AwesomeCast.com, and please subscribe to us, the AwesomeCast, on your podcast provider, whether that be Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Spreaker, wherever you want to hear us. iHeartRadio, we're over there as well. And you can follow us there. Follow us on the Facebook page, and the group are really important, especially the group. We have a lot of great discussion, a lot of sharing the stories. Some of Kim's stories have been shared over there. Because I'm going through her list, I'm like, I've shared this. Like, I've definitely shared this and not realized. So go over there, and there's actually a few that are featured here today that will that you guys have submitted. Please subscribe and rate us on your favorite podcast app. If you are seeing us live, we are on Periscope, we are on Facebook, we are on YouTube. And if you can hit a like, hit a share for that, for people that want to join us live, or if you're listening on whatever device or site, please share us as well if you like what's going on. And of course, we're live. That's because we're live here every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern on those platforms. Thank you to our audio partners, our friends at the 405media.com, streaming us every day at noon Eastern time, every weekday, and our friends over at postindustrial.com, also doing some great work as well and sharing some Pittsburgh podcasting. Thank you to our Patreon supporters at patreon.com/awesomecast. Our friends at the Coffee Club level, Matt Weller, John Diggy DeGore, and John Carmen. Matt, I saw you the other day playing some Jackbox So appreciate that. I know you were doing a little bit of like, this is all you need to get on here, kind of thing, and that's awesome that you're getting on the Jackbox side of things. On our fan of the show level, thank you to Katie's favorite Fedor, Michael Fedor, and our friends at pghmuseums.org. You guys can support the show too at patreon.com/awesomecast. And thank you everybody for supporting this show and supporting, of course, Wrestling Mayhem Show supported through Patreon. And like on average, the past like 6 months have been like our biggest Patreon time since we've started this thing, and thank you everybody, and really appreciating that. I haven't seen those numbers really drop at all with everything going on, so thank you so much for supporting the show as we continue to endure through everything that's going on right now. So enough of that, enough of the sad stuff. Let's talk about our awesome things of the week. We got robots, we got Zooms, we got an app. Let's start with an app with Dudas here today.
Okay, now I don't normally give this out because I love this app that much.
Oh no. You don't want it to be soiled by.
Yeah, it's more of like it's a great app, and I don't want everybody to have it because I like having. See, that makes me sound horrible. I'm not a horrible person. Let me start over.
Okay.
But I've been doing this thing, and I have a good bad habit of sliding into my friends' DMs with social media, especially if I see there's a way that I can offer a suggestion. I'm in your DMs and offering you advice and
Aren't you calling it unsolicited social media advice?
No, I was calling. Can I use the D word on the show?
Sure.
The dick pic of social media.
Oh, okay.
Or DM, yeah, of social media DMs. I just slide into your DMs and offer you social media advice randomly because I like you. So a lot of times I will, if I see one of my friends are starting to do something and that's the thing, is definitely encourage your friends, especially right now with the downtime we have. If you see they're doing something awesome on social media, one of my friends is an amazing makeup artist, and she started doing videos and Instagram live of her doing makeup tutorials, and her personality is fantastic. She's so relatable. Sometimes she has a beard, but she's gorgeous, and she's so good at her, what she does, and it's just the perfect combination. Her personality is amazing. So I ended up sliding into her DMs and saying, hey, you need to put more of you out there. People are going to love you. So make sure you're encouraging your friends, because everybody needs that push every so often.
I've had that where we'll mention later, Chachi's been doing the pickle show, and I was like a certain point I'm like, you need to TikTok this. You need to TikTok the reactions and put the music that you're feeling right now. Would be amazing.
That'd be amazing.
Would be amazing. Yeah.
It's great brainstorming. But one of the things I suggest for a lot of folks who are putting things, especially on Instagram and using hashtags, there's an app called Spacey. It's SPACIE, clean line breaks. Because one of the most pain in the butt things about posting things on Instagram is you can't put nice breaks in between paragraphs or in between hashtags. So it's this ugly mess of stuff. And when I do my Instagram videos of the updates of how everything's going with me, I use this app so I can do like bullet points of like the highlights of what's going on, because it's something, you may be interested in a certain part of the video, but not the whole video, or just the quick snippets. And so that's how I do this. But the app is called Spacey. It's $3. That's it. And I've totally paid for itself a bajillion times over.
It's also on the App Store preview. So,
Ooh.
like, from what I'm saying, no, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm on the App Store preview is the website version of the App Store that I'm on here. My bad.
Oh, you're fine. But it's great because like things that you put in, and this also works for Facebook too. So you just type in what you do, hit return when you want a line break, and then you can make it bold or italicize certain words. So it's a really nice tool, and then essentially it converts it. It goes into your clipboard, and then you paste it, and you have your nice line breaks and your gaps between your hashtags and your story. Or like I said, if you want to I do a lot of bullet points with this because it's a nice, clean thing, and it's not a giant mess on Instagram. And because we've all seen those posts where it's just like, oh, this is painful to look at. Like I want to read this, but I can't.
So wait, so those aren't, are they? They're not split. Yeah, because I'm doing my stuff through Creative Studio on the website, right? So that's and I think I have gone back and seen all that kind of muddled together. It's strange that isn't even taking.
No, it's really, really weird. Like it doesn't play nice. And the things, the intuitive things that you think you should have in like Instagram and even Facebook, it's just not there. And like I said, this makes it nice and clean. And I've really, really liked using this app, and it's super easy to use.
Awesome. So that is
So check it out.
SPACIE over on the App Store, $3. And that is worthwhile if you're doing a lot of Instagramming over there. So awesome. Let's roll down. Chilla, what is your awesome thing over here?
So I don't know about you, but in the current state of the world, I'm constantly pulled into 52 different types of meetings, and I don't just mean different types of meetings. Like I mean different meetings on different platforms. It could be a Hangout today, a Webex tomorrow. I've been asked to join Zoom meetings, team meetings. I haven't gotten any Jitsi, Ring Central, Amazon Chime. I have been on a GoTo meeting.
Okay.
But so there's an app that will integrate with your Mac and the Apple Calendar. And this is primarily focused at Mac, right? But it will actually put up in your toolbar kind of all of your upcoming meetings, and it will let you join them from whatever application, etc. that you need to join them from. It'll have your link right up there. You can use, if you want to call in, you can actually use like the call through feature. I don't know if you've ever taken a phone call from your iPhone on your Mac. I have.
Yes.
I do it more often than I would have ever thought I would, even calling out. But it will let you use that, as well as you can tag like people that you frequently call, and put them right up in the taskbar. The one cool thing is it's free. So even if you don't think you're going to use it and just want to give it a shot, you can always remove it. Who knows if tomorrow the app developer may decide to charge for it. So if you pick it up now, you'll get to keep it for free. But I thought it was a pretty cool concept, and even from a quick view of, hey, what meetings do I have upcoming? It's become extremely helpful.
That's awesome. As I say, now is the time with the biggest flux of you're getting hit with those. So this is interesting. So this is all within one organization that you work for. It's multiple.
No, I'm not using it for work. I'm actually using it for like connecting with friends, connecting with family, and connecting with. At work, we're pretty much one, maybe two.
That's what I was gonna say.
Systems.
Big Bank International. I couldn't imagine them dipping into too many.
But you know what? I do meet with vendors. Unfortunately, I can't bring my own software. We have to get everything internally approved. But even at home, like we'll have a Google Meet for something, and then we still know people that use Hangouts. I actually know a few people that use Teams because it's also free, and then Zoom, of course, because it's Zoom. I've been interested in setting up my own Jitsi server.
I have too, a little bit.
And you can run it. I think you can run it in a Docker container. So
Jitsi is a open source, run your own server version of doing like a Zoom or a Google Meet kind of thing.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, that seems like a good idea, but it's just like, I shouldn't really be maintaining something like that on top of everything else, right? But it's just like, I would love everybody to go to, team.sorgatronmedia.com, /AwesomeCast, and that's how we get in the meeting for the week or something, right?
That's the one thing that was pretty cool about Zoom. Zoom, you can have vanity URLs. That's the one extremely surprising thing. And I'm sure it'll come over time. But Google Meet, I'm surprised because you have a G Suite account. I'm surprised they don't give you like a vanity URL that you can use.
I think those features are hitting pretty hard, pretty quick with Google Meet though. Because I know I just saw it show up in my regular non-G Suite Gmail today. I'm like, oh, here we go. So
I'm wondering how long though. Will they leave it as free, or as long as Zoom stays free, I could see them leaving Meet as free.
Yes.
But if there starts to become a charge for any of these platforms,
Google Meet has. Oh, Kim, I think you wrote about this.
I did actually.
I believe it's free until September, correct?
Yes, that is my understanding. And I was wondering, they have Google One, so if you want to pay for like the extra storage, I wonder if they would attach a paid version if you have a Google One account. Like, I would think at some point they'll probably look at what Zoom is doing at that point, and see if it's worth it. But I mean, they've gone through so many iterations: Meet, Duo, Hangouts, Meet. Like, it's like I hope they just have settled on this one, and let's just roll with this for now.
Roll with this. They finally, after like 10 years, got me off of Hangouts to do Meet, but also we pay for G Suite for emails, so it was just like, I'm like, wait, do we have this? Like, I literally did not know that we had Google Meet as an option, and of course 2 weeks later it's like, oh, it's in my email now. They started basically forcing it into people's faces this past like week or so.
Is Allo still out there?
Probably.
Allo is no more, actually.
Allo is no more.
I checked. It's not.
It's on somebody's poor phone that hasn't updated in 2 years.
Right, exactly.
That's where it is. And somebody out there is like, I love this. Don't change it. So let's talk.
If Google makes it, wait 10 minutes and they'll change it to something else. Right?
True.
And then when everyone gets on it, then they'll get rid of it.
Yeah. Cough.
AKA Reader.
So we got 2 stories about robots. Kim, let's go with yours first. And we actually did touch on this last week. That I think Brian Crawford had shared this as well. But worth definitely touching on again because I think it's kind of a cool thing happening here in Pittsburgh.
It is really cool. So Carnegie Robotics reached out to the CEO of the airport. They had already had this working relationship on some other tech they were doing. And the CEO of Pittsburgh Airport, Christina Casota, she's really like just such an energetic, like really the person you want in that job. So anyway, they connected with Carnegie Robotics, and they had this idea to use UVC light. So it's on the spectrum. It's this sort of lesser known part of the UV light spectrum, and basically it's been shown to kill other coronaviruses. Now, whether it's going to work against this coronavirus is still not clear, but they put the lights on the autonomous robots, cleaning robots at the airport. And so once it goes through its cleaning cycle, then it will apply the UV light and kill the virus. Now, potentially that it could be like a test model for other airports to use these robots and use these UVC lights. And I actually was trying to talk to the CFO of Carnegie Robotics for the story, but he was so busy because there was so much interest from other airports about the robots. So that's pretty cool. I think it's just a cool story because it's like Pittsburghers figuring out how to do stuff. I always love to write those stories. And I think, it's similar to what they're doing in the New York City subway right now with the UV lights. It's that same principle, that same tech. So it will be very interesting to see in the next couple of weeks, if there's results there and if it's working, because, airports really need to encourage people that, hey, it's safe to fly. It's clean at the airport. But I think it's going to be a little bit of a tough sell for a while. So this might be something to make people feel a little less nervous when they have to fly when things start opening back up.
I appreciate this shot where the one guy's getting interviewed and it's like it's sneaking up behind him around the corner. It's like, can I just I want a gif of this later.
And they're like, like some robots, I will say, like some of the Boston Robotics, the one with the dog, and they're like creepy to watch them move. These robots are slow, non-menacing.
Yes.
Like I'm not worried about it like turning on me suddenly. So
which roles
soothing robots.
It's more like a small kit, right? Well, speaking of the Boston Robotics, so we talked about last week about how I think it was in Boston where they were using them to take in corona patients by taking one of those dogs and putting an iPad on it, so it like comes in and the doctor talks to you over the iPad. That's not creepy when you're already sick and concerned.
I'm sure people love that bedside manner.
So why not use that to your advantage? Because my awesome thing is this week, this is so many uses for them.
Segue.
In Singapore, of all places, the robodog is telling Singapore park goers to keep their distance. So and there's a video of this, and the reactions are fantastic here. And I think
the video is so funny.
It's so it's not loading. There we go. So it's there, and there's a voice going on it, and as they go by, just reminding people to keep their distance.
Yeah.
As you go by, I would
Nothing
wreck
like
my
getting yelled
bike
at by a robot dog.
Yeah. I saw
That's
the
a dream,
damnedest
right?
thing. I saw the damnedest thing. They're all here to kill us. I really can't look at this thing without thinking that episode of Black Mirror. Yeah. Yeah. So the video's over there. We'll have the link in the show notes, of course, as usual. So I like that we both have robots this week. And this is the thing. And again, back on your story, like I have heard this so many times, and I always love it hearing tech news in a podcast, and Carnegie Mellon comes up. You know, it's kind of like, yeah, for the home team. Thank you, hometown geeks. But
yeah, and like there's a lot going on with like the hometown company right now. Like there's a team over at Pitt that is legitimately one of the contenders to make a vaccine for coronavirus. I think they'd potentially be making the vaccine right now. Like there's a lot going on. I think people, we know it because we live here, but I think I'm always happy to remind people of how much cool stuff's going on in Pittsburgh.
Yes. Absolutely, especially right now here in the regular news about everything's going on. Well, hey, you know what? Pittsburgh's also for some really good pizza. Our good friends here at Slice on Broadway, supporting Pittsburgh pizza with the perfect Pittsburgh pizza with the perfect. Yeah, for the perfect podcast. I'm just going to go with it. SliceOnBroadway.com. They are still doing takeout and delivery, of course. Thank you, everybody supporting them. They look like there was a lot of people waiting for their stuff today. Not as much as the Olive Garden on Mother's Day, but I didn't see them on Mother's Day, so I was visiting my mom. And responsibly, I got to say, responsibly and distancing and mild hugs. But no, our good friends over there, Slice on Broadway, 4 locations. If you're around Pittsburgh, you can get it one way or another, if not directly a delivery. Uber Eats and everybody carries that as well, Grubhub, so you can get it wherever you may be. So, and we have a special video. I say I visited Kim and Chilla today because I felt bad because it's been like 2 months since people have been in the studio to have the sponsor pizza. So we had some extra today, and we got to visit a little bit. So look for that. We're hoping to put a little something together for you guys on the social media in the coming days.
Did you get my dog in there too, Mike?
I think I did. I think I did.
She was like, pepperoni. She's very excited.
But anyways, so we have our group submitted a lot of stuff this week, but also give a shout out to our buddy Chachi. Not only is he still going the game journey, he is in week 2 of thegamejourney.com, by the way. He is in week 2 of Put a Pickle on It. And I'm so happy I did not do a video intro for him, because this clip art top hat pickle card that he made for the beginning of this is wonderful. So he is putting a pickle on food items that people are recommending. Today was putting a pickle on pudding. Yeah.
I think this is the perfect opportunity for a mashup, and Chachi can put a pickle on Slice.
I think you can get Slice with pickles. So I don't know how outside the box that was. What if he put a pickle on a pineapple Hawaiian pizza? It's very divisive, and
it's alliterative. I don't know that I can get much on board beyond that, though.
I almost hurt myself with the pudding one. So, and you see how I did with the tagline today. So go check it out. That's Put a Pickle on It over on YouTube. He started a whole channel for it and everything. I love it. It's great. That is his quarantine project, apparently, not counting the quarantine project that he went into it with. All right, let's see what you guys put in the AwesomeCast Facebook group this past week. First of all, let's go to Brandon over in Kansas City. He had this great story about a new way to play board games. It's called the Play Table. It's available over at GameStop. And I was looking at things. So I think the idea is it's a tablet. It's like a iPad tablet kind of situation. And the thing is, when you look at this on the pictures, you just like, it's a tablet, what's a big deal? But once you get into, like, there's a picture at the bottom here you can get into where you see everybody around it, and you realize, like, this is like the first consumerized version of the Microsoft Surface table that we saw years ago in R&D. You know what I'm talking about, Chilla?
I saw one of the updated ones when I was there in November.
Yes, exactly. But let's say this is a $300 consumerized version of that idea for board games, and then you think, well, why don't I just use my tablet for board games? But it's bigger, and it's also showing that you can use your phone to interface with it for the board games, which makes a lot of sense when you like hide cards or something like that, right? It says $300. They have, let's see, they had a list of games. Catan and Ticket to Ride are a part of it, and I think you can get a few other ones as well. So you can also play against the AI, because this is my problem. I had lots of board games, but I didn't have friends to play them with.
Now you're tickling my fancy.
It also feels like is this the an evolution of the Pac-Man cocktail table game?
Do you know? So you can play against AI. Do you know if you can play remote?
I have no idea. I kind of doubt, but like I feel like this is more of a home situation, home everybody's here situation. It's talking about connecting your phone to your phone and home speakers, so you can like push the audio out from the game a bit more. They have wait, it's breathe new life into your collectibles, Amiibos, Skylanders, Infinity, and Lego Dimensions by enabling on Playtable Reconnect. So your Amiibos and Infinities and Disney Infinities like out the door. Like I think they're done with them. But apparently they'll connect with this and then interface with the board games. Interesting.
That's awesome, because like I have a lot of the Marvel ones when they were on sale.
Yes.
At Toys R Us. Remember that company?
Toys R Us.
Oh. Yeah.
So this is super interesting to me. I wonder what the price is going to hike up to, and how much the games are per piece.
Yeah, I haven't seen that. Brandon just has the GameStop article in here, so that might be worth some digging later. So, Chilla, Patrick Johnson responded to your video. We did a clip out of when you were talking about the DSL cameras, to use them as a webcam, and he reminded us that apparently with a web update, your Wyze camera now has a webcam driver.
Yeah, so it's a firmware update. You load over the firmware that's on there, and it turns it from a. Now you do need like the double-ended. What would it be?
USB?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it comes with a USB because you plug that into a plug thing in order to power the thing. But do we need like a different one? Is that not? But data?
Do you need the other end? I can't remember. Well, I thought there was something to it to get the to do something. I thought you needed a different dongle. Maybe I'm completely wrong.
I mean, if you have a new Mac, yeah, you're going to need an adapter. You'll need a new dongle. But so that I like that idea, because like then it is what is it, still $25-$35, and you have like a nice webcam. I mean, I haven't used it in a webcam capacity. I mean, the picture's always been great for security. So versus a $70 Logitech C920 that nobody can get anymore, which is like the ideal, this might be a nice alternative for people.
Oh yeah, super nice. And those devices I think are still in stock.
Yeah.
Unlike most webcams. In fact, I was looking at what's the ATEM? It's the ATEM 2 something. It's the switcher.
Oh, the small switcher. It's like a $400 version of what I have here, that just USB's in and you're good to go. Right.
Yeah, it's like the ATEM Mini.
Yeah. Yeah.
From Blackmagic. It's like $295. There is no one that has that thing in stock.
That thing was out of stock before people had a run on them. And people are using those to just like link into their Zoom so they can show stuff off more efficiently. So like not just like a webcast, that kind of thing would be perfect for a webcast like this if you're doing that at home.
That's the one thing that I could definitely use with work, because it does come in with as a webcam.
Mm-hmm.
I can bring that in.
And
then I could connect like an iPad or whatever I wanted up to it.
I wonder, but Blackmagic is finicky. Devices across the board are very finicky with resolutions. I would be curious if an iPad would still work with that, because like it doesn't work with our ATEM.
Okay.
But again, and that's stuff around that price range we've had problems with as well. So
it would be interesting. So can I load a Apple TV into the ATEM, and then
if it's the same resolution as your cameras,
broadcast.
If it's the same resolution as your cameras, yes.
Yeah, and then broadcast my device to that.
Our problems. Last geeky thing, and I swear we'll move on. We all of our cameras are running at 1080i or ish or 24. Oh yeah, 1080i is the issue, and then you can't change the iPad from I to P to progressive, which is higher resolution technically, and then it just won't. It just doesn't work because it needs everything to be the same thing across the board to work with our system. And again, not testing the new one. I would hope it's more flexible, but knowing Blackmagic, it probably isn't. So we'll see. All right, what else we got here from the group? I wasn't sure if I understood this one entirely. Brian Crawford sent one. Stanford scientists have created a sound so loud it instantly boils water. Water microwave.
How does that work?
Water sound microwave. No more waiting to get my spaghetti boil ready. This is, I'm sure that's not the application, right? So it'll boil water, and it will. What's interesting is the shockwave, and this is from the article here at CNET. The shockwave is strong enough that it's easy to see how it is clearly disturbing a stream of water. Yeah, if it's just like shooting through a stream of water like from a spigot, but not enough that the molecules completely break down as they do to the point where the contact with a powerful X-ray. So it's like this weird medium thing. So I don't know what you're. I don't know where they're going with the goal of this, but sound
definitely has evil genius, like evil villain.
Yeah, it feels like
villain, Dr. Evil. Like there's definitely a vibe around it. Like
sound based.
Down his demand for $1 million, then he boils their water.
You know? Well, it's like, don't boil the ocean. Oh, watch me.
Yeah, yeah. It does feel like it a little bit. So thanks for scaring us, Brian.
We need something else to worry about.
This was shared by my mother. Has she been in the chat room yet? I haven't seen her yet. But she shared this. I think this was an ad on Facebook, or how am I shared her? I don't know, wherever this came from. But and this makes a lot of sense as we are doing a lot of outdoor. Takeout kind of situations. Although I love the first thing they show out here is somebody dealing with money. But it is a card tray that that hooks to the bottom of your wheel, so you can do whatever business or eating or money counting, I guess, with this. Also linked here, and I think Missy, you probably found this alternative one as well, right? Yes. So this is one that goes on your console more, or. So, this is a couple of them. So the Cut Queen steering wheel desk, which is only $12. That's really functional. And
okay, I would drive right off the road. Like I would like, trying to tweet, "Oh my God, that's so funny, Bobby," and then I would drive off the road. It would be Bobby's fault somehow.
You're not supposed to use it while you're driving. It's like I'm sitting at Sonic.
Okay, there's a desk in my car. I'm not going to use it while I'm driving. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Wait for this to pop up on rush hours. So my thing is with one of my old jobs that really talked a lot about mindfulness. When we did our podcast and social media, there was a big thing was everybody eats in their car, and that's like a really bad thing to do, right? And now it's like it's really kind of. It's a better thing to do versus the alternative right now. Like I returned back to it because of the current situation. And we're gonna get a desk to help out with it. I really kind of want this desk too. So they have two of them. There's the Cut Queen steering wheel desk that's $12 over on ReviewGeek.com that we have linked, and then there's another one for $200, the Auto Exec Roadmaster car desk, and this appears to go on. It looks like it goes over the console. Here, I'll throw the picture up here. It goes over the console, and then there's like a file folder situation behind it. What? This is if you're like some kind of inspector or something that does a lot of road work, like his like you're an insurance actuator or something, right? And you have to have all the files and everything, and that kind of makes a lot of sense actually. So can I bring that on my rent-a-cars when I go on my work trips? That could be fun. That could be helpful.
At what point do you just get a Winnebago and have your office there with you?
Or just get someone to drive the car for you and work in the back seat. Like that's also a thing.
Yes, that is a thing. That is the Uber option for sure.
that second one, it almost looks like it's a printer on the bottom or something.
It looks like you can put a printer on it, right? Like there's enough space. Like it looks like it lifts up and you put it down inside. Yeah. You're now you're considering this, aren't you? The possibilities.
I don't work out of my car enough.
No.
Can I take it on the train?
Yeah, where's my train option? Where I just have a desk that folds out from like in front of me, like from my jacket to work on things on the train.
It's a belt.
The belt is the answer.
Belt.
Yes,
It's a belt. It just kind of folds down from your stomach,
it's a
and voila, desk.
it's a utility belt of sorts. So, this is some great options. Let's see. John Carmen is this not so techie, but we have to have the porn story for the week, and he has it, and this is from the Daily Mail, and it's how the porn industry could help reopen America with contract tracing, testing, etc. Because this is okay. Don't take this out of context. This is the kind of thing I'm looking at, not this in particular, but seeing how industries are adapting. I took some interest with All Elite Wrestling are starting to do live Wednesday night shows again, and there was a tweet that they shared from the local union for how they were doing all the tracing and cleaning and everything to make sure everybody's safe on the job there. So when us as a smaller house have to figure out what do we do when we start doing events and wrestling shows, right? Like what is that kind of overhead going to look like? There's some good points in here about. I'm afraid to throw this on here because there's no pictures of porn that are disturbing, but the ads on here are disturbing visually for some reason. It's weird. It's like there's a liver or something, and there's nothing to see. But yeah, so they already did this between the AIDS epidemic and everything. Like they're kind of really good at this apparently, from what this article is telling us. So that might be some place to look at for good moving forward as people get back to work sooner or later here, wherever that might be. So all right, so thank you. And again, all those stories or other than Patrick's was of course a comment on one of our videos over on Facebook, but everybody else over at the AwesomeCast Facebook group, if you want to submit anything over there for us to chat about on there and of course have on the show. So I want to give a shout out to our friends at yajagoff.com while we're trying to figure out how to keep our sanity during the coronavirus shutdowns, or even say shutdowns, apparently. Our friendly neighborhood Yajagoff is coordinating a live stream series, and we have for the last several weeks. You can go back and watch any of those, and it's to help us pass the time, and also to help out the artists as well. All of the artists that are included on that, usually a comedian and a I'm going to say musician. We need I need to get a magician book for that thing now. It's a whole new series we'll start. They actually help them out since they're not getting any gigs to help with their careers and really getting shut down and stuck in place. We've had a good, I want to say we've done 7 weeks of this so far, and looking to do at least one more. So please go check that out and check out the Facebook page Yajagoff. We go live at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time with our guest for the week, and I'm told there's a big surprise. I don't think they've announced it yet, but there's a big surprise for our guest tomorrow night. So I don't. They haven't even told me yet. So, but I didn't even find out I was sponsored until on the show, until we were rolling live. So, but anyways, go check it out. It's a good time, and we've had a lot of fun with that over the last several weeks. So, you jag off on the Facebook and yajagoff.com for details. Okay, what do we have left in here? Dudders. What what do you got? What do you got here about pizza? Which is appropriate.
So I don't know how to feel about it.
Okay.
I'm curious, as someone in marketing, I do know how to feel about it. There is a new app.
Okay.
It's called Slice.
Uh-oh.
Well, it's a marketing platform. I don't think it's out. It seems to be kind of rolling. It used to be called My Pizza. It's a Slice. This is not Slice on Broadway.
Yes.
Slice has created a mobile app and website where diners can order custom pizza from your local independent pizza places.
Okay.
Which is awesome. And it looks like they're capping their fees at $2.25 per order, which is awesome because if you've ever ordered anything from Grubhub, and you're seeing a lot more of that now where these when you're ordering from third parties, that the actual restaurants aren't really making much at all by the time it's all said and done.
Yeah.
But it looks like it is capping it at $2.25 an order, which is very cool. And but they're trying to, so they're just trying to help these companies or these pizza places, local independent pizza places, sell. So it's a big platform but it's called Slice, and that kind of bothers me. And I understand it's a great name, but
it is a good name.
Ooh, yeah.
Now,
so.
Slice on Broadway just needs to get on Slice, and then we'll just wrap it all together.
Slice on Slice.
Slice. Hey, just your marketing campaign writes itself.
There you go.
So,
you're welcome.
So I'll throw that out. We know some of the marketing people over there too, so we'll give them a text too. So
yeah, be like,
what's up, Sam?
This is a thing.
So put this out there. So, but no, that's I'm amazed to see articles about apps raising money. I'm going to say in this economy. It's like I really didn't expect that in this day, with everything going on. So, but I know a lot of that got paused. Hey, I mean, all the companies that we've been talking about for the last couple of years seem like they're going away. Automatic just closed their doors out of nowhere. I just got a new dongle last year from them, and that was something I've had from. They're the ones that were the card dongle that would link to your phone and tell you how you're driving and have the location and call emergency services automatically. That's a service I'm not going to have now as part of my phone. Not that I've used it, except for accidentally when I'm on a hill and I don't engage my brake and it thinks I've just been in an accident and tells me I'm calling emergency services right now. Here's a 5-second countdown, and I'm like, no, because Pittsburgh. But other than that, so it works. It's been tested, but yeah. So anyways, that's something that's going on. Chilla, you want to hit us with one of your stories in here? Chilla.
So one of the ones I thought that was pretty darn cool was if you go to the kids in their downtime creating new ways to cheat.
Yeah.
This person took an old school Casio, I don't even know what the model, FX991 MS scientific calculator.
I've never seen this.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I mean, look at the age of the calculator. I mean, it's old. But they pretty much came up with a way they added in an OLED screen. They added in Wi-Fi with even some messaging functionality.
Huh.
So it was pretty cool the way they did it. They actually took out the solar power module and replaced it with a very, very small OLED screen, which, would probably call attention, other than they actually made it where the screen is activated with a magnet. So you hide a small magnet in your pen cap or under a pencil's eraser, and it flips a switch inside the device, which turns the OLED on. They made it where it has what they considered chat functionality, but it's pretty much predefined.
Yeah, like
short.
We're seeing help, and then there's like a menu that they're scrolling through for some pretty.
Or you could store text in there. So if you needed any of your stuff for math, I'm drawing a blank on geometry, like all the theorems and all of the equations.
You preload it with some standard answers that you expect to be on the test to try to remember it.
Yep. Okay.
Interesting.
And then, I mean, if you think about it, if you're chatting with someone else and you're like, you come up with your own little code system of, you put numbers 0 through 100 for the questions on a test, and then even for multiple choice or true, false, you do A, B, C, D, and T, and F.
And you're messaging using your
calculator
calculators right there while you're taking the test in the same room.
Yep.
That is.
I thought it was a pretty cool thing that they threw together there.
Yeah, it's kind of brilliant actually looking at it, because they didn't change much of the calculator itself. It's just it's a little Wi-Fi chip and an LCD that they put in this thing. And that's like hardware wise, that looks like it's it. I mean, soldering and such too, but that's pretty great. Equipment wise, programming, I can't even touch that.
Well, I'm guessing it's all pre-built firmware that they just uploaded to the thing. It's not like you
True.
custom coded it.
Like it was code that was like, hey, this firmware works on this chip. By this chip. I'm
Mhm.
starting to see that with Raspberry Pis as I'm researching stuff too. We talk about the Raspberry Pi experiment over on the AwesomeCast School, by the way, over on Patreon. So no, yeah, that's pretty brilliant. So now somebody's going to be selling this on eBay, right?
Well, they'll probably sell them in pairs, right? You at least need one for
Mhm.
you and your buddy.
You need one for a buddy. Yep. Oh, geez, that is at least as if there wasn't enough problems with everybody trying to learn these days. So, Katie, we have our weekly Animal Crossing update.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Would you like an update on Animal Crossing? So I'm. Oh no. So I don't. It's kind of hard to see behind me, but I'm currently. So there's a museum. All the
Yes.
Animal Crossing has. You get a museum. You gather fossils, and there's a section for fossils and dinosaurs, and there's a section which reminds me very much of Phipps with a fountain and flowers and butterflies. And I love just sitting in here because it's very calming and very cool. And there's also a big giant aquarium. So I'm getting my fill of my museums until we're getting closer to open time here from my Animal Crossing game. And so that's one of the fun things I've been doing with Animal Crossing.
Are you like, kind of using it as a screensaver, as an atmospheric screensaver when you're at home as you do other things?
Not so much. I should probably do it more often because it would probably make me feel a lot better.
I feel like that's your own customizable, like how sometimes I just leave the Apple TV on because I just like here are whales, here's the flyer over this is Mars, it's just a nice okay, you have your flowers.
And they've added, so the museum's got an art section now.
Oh, okay.
So there's a really sneaky fox that comes to your island and is selling art. And not all of it is the actual artwork that you get put into your museum. There's fakes. So do not be afraid to Google how to decide what a fake is, because there's easy ways to determine which ones are fake and which ones are not. But it's really cool because it's actual. The really cool thing I think about Animal Crossing is all the animals, the dinosaurs, the fossils, the artwork, the fish are real. And they're all real things that exist in our world. And so you get to learn some things about stuff. And like the artwork is real artwork. And then they'll just add, like, the fakes have just a detail that might be slightly different. Or, someone in the portrait, it looks a little bit different. So it's really neat that it's actual. It's a learning experience on top of being a fun escape for me.
I love it. Well, there's a story to go along with that this week. As I did, apparently the iOS Android version of Animal Crossing Pocket Camp that came out in, that was really 2017 that we were all playing that? Jeez. Apparently it's at an all-time high downloads. It downloaded 4.5 million global downloads in March, hit 7.1 million downloads in April.
Oh, wow.
And as somebody who hasn't picked up a Switch yet, I also downloaded it. I haven't gotten, it's more just like holy crap, there's a lot of stuff here, as I've mentioned before. But it is still like, hey, at least I'm playing Animal Crossing too. But there is a lot to do there. It's got to be overwhelming if you drop in the first time, not doing
I only just recently started Animal Crossing because I tend to be someone, like, for video games, I use it as like a stress reduction, kind of focusing my anger. Like, I need games where I can kick stuff and punch stuff. So I was like kind of a slow adopter of Animal Crossing. I was like, it sounds just like a frustrating experience where I have to do stuff and earn stuff and make money. And I just recently got started, so I'm not that good at it yet, but I get it. Like, I get the appeal. Like, it's all your stuff.
Well, are you on the phone or like the Switch version?
The Switch version.
The Switch version. Is there? I don't know if "I'm not good at Animal Crossing" is a sentence that translates. Like, I don't feel like you can be bad at, like, there's no beating the game, right?
Right. But I want to see a game where, like, the conclusion is I have won and I have all the points. Like, I feel like so open-ended, it's overwhelming. It's like, all right, should I build that bigger house? Do I need these turnips? Like, I'm just sort of learning, like, what is valuable and what isn't.
Well, I think
no, like, big boss to fight or anything.
Yeah. Well, I think one of my favorite parts about Animal Crossing, especially on the Switch, is it's as involved as you want it to be.
Yeah.
Which I think is really cool. It's fun. It kind of has like that Sims appeal where you have a character and you can design a house and you can design your island and you can have the most ridiculous stuff on your island. Like I'm building a diner randomly for fun, just because I found some pieces that I liked, or you could deep dive into it. It's like I'm crossbreeding flowers because I have a lot of free time.
I think it's also a patience thing. Like I don't have, my husband will play games for hours. Like he'll play Civ, he'll play, you know, all like the really involved world games. I'm like, when are you going to start kicking stuff? Because really, I need to like get out my aggression in video games. And so I'm trying to like turn over a new leaf and be a little less violent, I guess. So I'll check back and let you know how it's going if I burned everything to the ground in a week or whatever.
Well, it's funny for me. This is another funny random thing. Is so one of my villagers asked me for a new I forget what she worded it, like a new nickname or a new word to call a friend, and I used Jagoff. So she's always like, hey, how's it doing? How's it going? Jagoff. I'm having so much fun on the island. Jagoff. And now other villagers on my island have also started calling me Jagoff. I'd really like to give you this gift, Jagoff.
This is what happens when you swear in front of the kids, Katie. They pick that stuff up.
Oh, no, the word Jagoff now.
Oh, is this a thing where, remember when they did the AI thing with Microsoft and it took like 2 days for it to start like shooting racist terms because that's what people were putting into it? Like,
yes.
is somebody out there just have the most belligerent Animal Crossing possible with like slang terms or something?
Oh, I'm
probably
sure.
Bobby Cherry.
Katie, you have already said that you play this essentially as a connection tool with your niece.
Oh no.
Yes.
When is she going to start calling you a Jagoff?
Does that translate over? Does it cross islands? Is she going to if she talks to your friends on your island, are they going to influence her?
Oh yeah, they're totally gonna call her Jagoff.
Yeah.
If she comes and talks to certain neighbors, she's gonna say Jagoff. She has just turned 5.
Oh no.
So it's really funny because she can play the game independently. She's absolutely independent. We spent 2 hours yesterday. She calls me. We talk on the phone and we play together. And she was totally by herself playing this game by herself. Knew what she was doing. It's amazing. So she doesn't quite know how to read all the things yet.
Oh.
A win for Aunt TT. But I'm hoping my brother is playing with her one day when he's reading these things and he just comes across this word and just like, I just can't, because Aunt TT's you know me.
You're that aunt.
No, I'm ridiculous.
You will know when it happens because you will get the message.
Yeah, I'm hoping we're chatting at the same time so I can just get his actual reaction to it. And be like, oh yeah. He's like, do you realize that your Islanders call you this? I'm like, no, that's weird. I don't know how that...
In the background, you just hear on the phone, what does that say? Yeah. Oh,
it could be worse.
It could definitely be worse. Okay. All right, guys, we got time for just one more story here. Is there anything in the rundown you guys want to touch on? Kim, is there anything you want to hit on before we head out here? Hello? Anybody?
Hi, I muted myself.
Oh, okay.
I was talking to myself there for about 10 minutes. That was awesome. Yeah, no, I'm just keep an eye on those food delivery services. Like you're saying, the restaurants don't make a ton of money, so keep an eye on that.
Slim margins.
Uber wants to buy Grubhub too, so that might be. Oh. They need to be bigger. Did you see that today?
Yeah. And they got to make up for some lost runway.
Yeah, yeah, they'll be all right. They have a lot of money in the bank. Yeah.
I think this needs to be mentioned. Spotify is testing video podcasts.
Yeah.
Video will accompany 3 episodes of Zane and Heath Unfiltered. Don't know the show. I don't use Spotify, and I know there's a mention in there about they do video kind of loops for album art, I guess. So I don't know what that would feel like on the Spotify side of things. Also, I feel like that's a very mobile situation. So I don't know. I don't imagine, and maybe I'm wrong, I don't imagine a lot of people that watch this show like actually sit down and watch this show on Facebook Live or doing it on phone. I could be mistaken. I really should probably do a survey or something on that. But like I don't know if that's gonna. It's not going to get the numbers of audio, but I guess they're just kind of throwing everything out there right now, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens there.
Yeah, I don't really use it that much either. My kiddo really uses it a lot.
Yeah.
I think that's the only reason I have an account anymore. I mean, sometimes I do, but yeah, I'm interested to see what they do with it.
We have Google Music. I think I get 3 months free now that I have like Game Pass on Xbox, but I like, do I want to? Like, is it gonna? Can I guess it will work with the Google Homes and Alexas and stuff. I'm sorry, anybody. I'm sorry, A-Train. So, yeah, but well, either way, Kim, thank you so much for joining us on the show again.
My gosh, I'm happy to do it anytime, guys.
Hey, where can everybody see, of course, what you're writing? I think they'll remember it.
Oh my gosh, TheVerge.com. I write a lot, and especially on the weekends. So if you have news tips for me,
we have a new game on the show because inevitably we will come across a story that we've shared, and you'll be in byline because it'll just happen, and we have to. We got to have a special notice for that.
Whatever you need, like the behind the scenes or what didn't make it into the article, let me know.
Okay.
I'll give you the inside scoop.
Awesome. Fantastic. Go check it out at The Verge. The weekends. She's all over the weekends.
Oh, so much all over the place.
Katie, of course, you have all your updates going on over on Instagram for the most part. I know my mom's been following you on the Facebooks.
Oh, yay. Yeah, Facebook or Kate Marie PGH on Instagram. I tend to put a little bit more on there because it's fun and easy. And I wore Christmas corgi pants to my chemo treatments today because they asked me if I had any dog pants. And I was like, I have one pair. They're Christmas corgis.
Is it Dog Day? Is it or something? Is it?
No, a lot of so there's the nurses that I see. Some of them are dog. There's cat people and there's dog people. We know.
Yes.
And some of them are dog people. And they were like, "Well, don't you have any dogs?" Because I keep wearing cats and unicorns to in my Star Wars stuff to all my chemo treatments. And they're like, "Don't you have any dogs?" And I had dogs. They were Christmas corgis.
Fantastic.
And they brought so much joy to everyone today. I had no idea. So now I'm going to find more corgi pants.
John Chichilla, chillatech.net at Chilla.
Chilla on the Twitter.
Chilla.
Yeah, oh, sorry. I cut you off.
I did opposite. That's why I was doing it wrong. We're doing great today. We're doing fine. Not
a problem. It's all the good pizzas.
It's all the good pizzas, exactly. So, thank you, everybody. Thank you, producer Missy, hanging out, getting the notes, so I don't have to try and remember what we talked about later and everything. So, thank you, everybody that's joining us here live on the chat. A lot of you guys hopping in there. What's up, Podner? What's up, Dustin? What's up, Justin? Hanging out there this evening with us. We will be back again, of course, live Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern on this platform, wherever you see us right now. On the live feeds, Periscope, AwesomeCast, the Sorgatron Media Twitch, YouTube, as well as the Facebook page. We will see you guys next time. You've been our awesome audience. Have an awesome week. Words are hard.